Thanks for that. Good morning, everybody. And Excelsior Gold, name of the company. Our project is the Kalgoorlie North Gold Project. Green one? There we go. Disclaimer. So before I just gloss over it quickly, if you have the opportunity to read a disclaimer, have a look at the people's names that are on there. It's actually quite critical to find out who's actually doing the work. I'm only presenting the work that these guys are doing. So have a look at the people, the competent people, and the people who are signing off on it. Kalgoorlie North Gold Project, by nature, obviously we're just north of Kalgoorlie in Western Australia, about Kalgoorlie's 600 kilometres east of Perth. Turn left when you get to Kalgoorlie and up about 35 kilometres up the road. The nearest pub is the Broad Arrow pub, easy to get to, easy to find, and a good lunch if you're coming up that way. What I found in the past, I've only got 10 minutes, so if I run out of time, I'll put all the highlights to the front. Heard the highlights, welcome to leave, or come to the booth and see us for more details later on. Our major selling point is location, location, location. We're situated just outside of Kalgoorlie. The Golden Mile was surrounded by multi-million ounce deposits. We've got a million ounce of resource of ourselves, which we're currently converting to reserves. Within the next couple of weeks, we'll announce a new resource statement, which we're tightening up. We've spent about 8,500 metres of diamond drilling and RC drilling into that resource, just to confirm it up and give us a bit more detail. We actually located 100 square kilometres of leases. The major crustal two major crustal structures intersect. So the Boulder-Lefroy fault is what is the major feeder for the Golden Mile. So all those major deposits there are situated along the Golden Mile, the Boulder-Lefroy fault. The northern extension of that is called the Bardock Tectonic Zone. So our mine site is actually situated in Bardock, which was actually a township about 100 years ago. 5,000 people there, not much now. And the other major structure is the Black Flag Fault. I'll put a bit more detail later on. 950,000 ounces of resource. We're fully funded. We're halfway through the 33,000 metre drill program. As I said, a lot of that has been spent on infill drilling. And we're putting a new resource and reserve update. The resource update should be within the next couple of weeks, and a reserve by the end of June, early July. Just very quickly, some corporate structures there. Quite a lot of shares on offer, 835 million shares. Share price at the moment I think is about 4.5 cents, and we've got currently about $5.5 million in the bank. After doing a few of these shows, I ask people quite often what they're investing in, and what I've found, a lot of the answer is it's people, price and project. So if you're going to invest in our company, you've got to have the trust in the people that you're investing in. So we put together a good management team that's been around for a while. I think it's well respected. Price, you're not going to invest in a project that is undervalued, or overvalued, sorry. Hopefully you invest in one that is undervalued. If you invest in one overvalued, how are you going to get your money back? So it's a peer comparison of your values. Right? And finally, obviously, the project. So the project, it's located well, it's got a good resource base and surrounded by some multi-ounce producers, as I said before. So our board, very quickly, 150 years of combined experience on the resources industry, 60 years on ASX-listed companies, 32 NED, non-exec directors, and 27 executive directorships. We've worked on 43 different resource companies throughout the world, 36 different mine sites. So there's a lot of experience on our board, and that's purely the board. From the management side, the names won't mean much to them, but they really do like to see their name up in print. These are the guys that do the work. Right, as I said, I just present it. Where we can't employ directly the most competent people, the best people we can, we'll use those as consultants. Rather than using a consulting firm, we'll actually chase the people. The people are more important than the firm. So we like to work on the process that we have the experience to find it, define it, mine it, and make your money. So our strategy, so we're fully funded for 33,000 metres. Infill drilling, as I mentioned, has been completed. The drilling is now focused on exploration. So we have 1 million ounces of resource, better part of. We believe we need twice that to go into production. So we've got that resource drilling that we've done now. We believe by the end of June, early July, we'll have about 300,000 to 400,000 ounces of reserve. The grade's probably going to be around about 2 grams, and I can't put this in print because we haven't done the work yet. Hope it's not being recorded. If we get those reserves up to date, that'll be halfway there to what we want to do. We could go into production at that rate. I think the internal rate of returns will be about 20 to 25%, but I don't think sort of 1 million tonne per annum at 2 grams producing 65,000 ounces is really going to set the world on fire. We are in a location where we can find more than that. So we're fully funded to find it. We are going to drill for it. If we can't find it, we'll buy it. And the way, when I mean buy it, we'll actually merge with people around us who are in a similar position mergers and acquisitions in this part of the goldfields is going to be very rife. It's just going to have to go off. There are too many stranded deposits, and I think those things have got to get put together to be mined. The regional setting, as I said, is 100% owned, so we've got zero debt, own 100% of 100 square kilometres of leases. We're on that, so the Boulder-Lefroy Fault, the Black Flag shears, they both come together right in the middle of our leases. The two deep-seated crustal structures, where they intersect. I've often been told by the geos, the more complicated it is, the better it is for gold. So it can't get much more complicated than what we've got at the moment. The two major deposits, these two major deposits, the Zoroastrian and Excelsior deposits, sort of make up about 80% of our resources, and that's where we've been focusing all of our efforts at the moment. So the one to the top right of the screen there, the Excelsior deposit, is a medium grade. It's probably going to come in at about 1.5 grams, very low strip ratio, and a massive big wide ore body. The one to the lower left, the Zoroastrian deposit, multi-vein, higher grade deposit. That is probably going to be mined a mixture of open pit and underground. We've actually done open pit optimisations on it. It's coming up with a strip ratio of about 20:1, running at about 2.5 grams. But I suspect that when we do the underground modelling, at least half of that deposit, if not more of that, will be mined from underground. So those two deposits there are going to make up the bulk of the 300,000 to 400,000 ounces of reserve that we propose to have by the end of June. Just a quick one on that. So it gives you an idea of the two deposits. So those are both the Zoroastrian deposits, so it's multi-veined, higher grade. And you can see that there's a trend of the higher grade material to the north. One more slide of that one. So that shows the bottom intercept there. I'm not sure if you can read it from where you are, but it's 7 metres at 7 grams or 4 metres at 12 grams. That's 300 metres vertically below surface. So an open pit will chase high grade, but it certainly won't chase it to 300 metres, not at those sort of widths. So that's why we believe we'll have an open pit and underground. Having said that, in the past 18 months, we did mine, so we finished mining in August last year. We mined about 800,000 tonnes at about 2.1 grams for about 55,000 ounces, and that came from this Zoroastrian deposit. So we're pretty confident now. We know how to mine this. We know what the grades are. We know the geotech parameters. We know all the metallurgical and mining parameters. And the Excelsior deposit, which is slightly different, was mined by Aberfoyle in the late 80s, early to late 80s, mid to late 80s, I should say. It was a big deposit. As you can see there, the width of that ore body is up to 50 metres wide. So while the grade may only be sort of 1.5 grams, 1.4, 1.5 grams, at a strip ratio of 5:1, if it cost you $4 a tonne to mine a tonne of material, strip ratio of 5:1, $24 a tonne to mine it. The other deposit, which is narrow grade, narrow vein, high grade, has a strip ratio of 20:1. So $4 a tonne to mine it, you're looking at $84 a tonne. So don't discount the lower grade material if the strip ratio is right. In fact, when we do the optimisation, the Excelsior deposit on an open pit basis has a higher profitability than Zoroastrian. I mentioned this briefly before. We've got, because of the previous mining we've done, we've actually got a very good model on how to do it. With the final model for the Zoroastrian deposit came in at 101% reconciliation, so we knew exactly, we predicted it well, and it came out exactly as we wanted it to. And that's why I put the highlights up front, so if I don't get through it, you've seen most of this. So exploration, it's a very large database. People have been mining in that area for over 100 years. What we're finding is, in fact, it was last week our database manager from within the office did $300,000 worth of drilling just by finding data that wasn't in the database. So it's after 7 years, all the drilling data is actually submitted to the mines department in WA. That becomes publicly available. Unless you go looking for it, you won't find it. So there's a lot of drilling being done on the area that's not in our actual current database. So we're going through a lot of that work at the moment. Exploration targets. So we have a government-funded program. Two government-funded programs actually. One is state-based, which is the Exploration Incentive Scheme, and the other one is the CSIRO, federal government, helping us do a lot of geological targeting. And I'm going to make it 4, 3. I've got so summary. I won't read it out because I've said it before. Thank you.